portfolio, you're not set up right and you need to contact me as soon as possible for instructions on what to do. So click into the portfolio, and then you have all of the elements of your portfolio, and this is ED 655, so you're going to click into there. Now, when you click into there, yours is going to be blank. I have shared the portfolio. You may have seen this elsewhere where I've actually shared it out on the web so you can actually copy some of this information, copy and paste it into your portfolio so you don't have to retype everything. And what you're seeing here on the video may not match actually what you can see on the web because I haven't updated it yet. So just to let you know a little bit about that, I went to the options button. I published it. So let me go back there. So I published it. I said no password required, and I published it. You probably won't want to publish yours, but just to let you know that you can publish TaskStream work if you want to. So now it's published, and you can see now that it's updated. I'm going to close that old tab and get back organized. Okay, so I was over in the options. I'm going to go back to the work level, and you can read the directions here for this section. Pretty straightforward. This area you would not copy over. It's just the directions. So where I have in blue is where you're going to do this part, describing your project for an audience of portfolio reviewers. You may think describing your project is silly as you think about why would you describe your project to me when we've been working on it for over a month? Well, you're going to have other reviewers in your portfolio at some point, even if it's just our UAB's next NCAPE visit. So as you do that description, make sure you are thinking of people who don't know anything about this course and describing your project in that way. Then, so that's an overview of your project, and it goes above your self-evaluation. We'll come back to the self-evaluation at the end. So then you use see these buttons down here? The attachment button and the links button are probably the two that you're going to want to use to bring your information in on your actual project, the elements of your actual project. You could use the slideshow button. I don't think you'll have a slideshow, but you could use the video button if you're bringing in an actual video, but that is not a video link to the web. The video button is where you would actually upload video. And the standards button, the standards we're probably not going to be using on this one because we'll be adding standards via here. So you can see how an attachment section might look. I just added 4 attachments, and I'm now going to, remember, you won't even have an attachment section until you click that button. Let me just show you some of the features. If you ever need to edit I clicked into the Manage Standards, and if I wanted to edit some of these, I could delete it. If you just need to start all over, I could edit one where a rubric I was developing at the time of giving this workshop 2 semesters ago. Okay, and I've edited the descriptor, or I could actually add another standard there by editing. But I'm going to click Save and Return. Let me just blow this whole section up. Delete it. Yikes, gone. Okay, yes, delete it. It's gone. As if you were coming in here and there were no attachment section. Now I can click on Attachments, and I'm going to upload from my computer. And what I had done was I had chosen to give you some examples from a rubric workshop that I did before. So I'll add those back in. And then this description section, rubric packet, here's example rubrics. Now for the sake of this video, I'm going to do dot, dot, dot. You saw earlier how I did a full sentence. Student analysis, rubric, insert description there, insert description there. You would do a full sentence and then upload and close. So it's uploading that. So you may have a whole lot of files, you may have a few files, whatever you need to do in that section to actually add files. Save and return. And there's the attachment section with descriptors. Now remember, over here, I had used a full sentence to describe those. You may even need to put 2 sentences to describe your work. And a little bit later, we will talk about, I'll talk about the PDFs. It is better in the attachment to put a PDF than a Word file, because whenever there's a Word file, it's going to force a download. The person has to go, your reviewer has to go and get it. Then they have to open Word, and some Mac users don't even use Microsoft Word anymore. More about that in a second. Got the attachment section? You might have 1 or 2 attachments. You might have 10 attachments. Make sure to include those descriptors, like I did in the example, those descriptors, because they help a portfolio reviewer unfamiliar with our course. Those descriptors are really going to help them understand what the attachments are and how to review them. Now, here's one thing about TaskStream. Let me go back into Manage Attachments. Notice there is no way to reorder the attachments. I can't move this one up. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about the order that they come in. Just use your descriptor to describe them well. And then use your overview to present the big picture so your reviewers and I can then go and look at the files. Got the attachments? Let me know with questions if you don't. Web links. Some of you need to pull in web links. It's much the same. You can manage your web links. I'm not going to blow this one up. You saw how that worked before, but I could add a new web link if I wanted to. I'll use one of the ones that I created before. I'm going to name the link for PDF ways. Insert the URL. I can even test it to make sure oh, look, it worked. Descriptor, 4 ways to ... and add the link. I just did a ... because of the PDFs. Oh, you know what I think? I think I remember somebody saying that these attachments go in alphabetical order, because you notice that 4 went down below the 3. So let me save and return. I just remembered that under attachments, if you'll number them, if you'll number the title, this would have been 1, this would have been 2, this would have been 3. Actually, let me just do that. If I title this, let's say I want this to be my number 3, and this one I want to be number 1. Yep, there you go. That's how to put them in order. And I honestly just remember that in making the video because somebody had said that before. So just to keep from confusing things, this would be number 2. Okay? Learn something new even when you're making a teaching video. Now I've got my web links in there, and what I wanted to show you is I've actually here under the 3 ways to zip files and the making PDFs, I wanted to show you if you have a large number of files that you need to put in, like let's say worksheets a bad example, or activities, you can make a zip file. Here's a WikiHow on how to do that, where you could zip 10 files together and then that would make just one attachment. Let me know if you need help on exactly what zip files are. And then here's that link on 4 ways to create a PDF. And both of these deal with the Mac and the PC on how to either make a zip file or how to make a PDF file. Hope that helps thus far. Now the last thing. So you've now created an overview, you've added web links, you've added your attachment.